What is it that keeps you up at night? What is that one thing that you worry about to the point where you can't sleep? So, if we look at what the world worries about, there's a lot of stuff happening. We have AI. That's been a major concern for the last few years, for some of us more than others, as we know what the impact of AI is going to do. But what a lot of people don't worry about is the internet. So I'm a lot of fun at parties, because I do spend my nights staying up and worrying, what is the internet going to do to us in the future? The internet is an amazing place. It's decentralized, it has no owner, there's no big internet boss. We can go on there, we can do what we want, we can connect to people all over the world, we can find customers, we can make careers. It's an incredible, incredible place. But the internet, like everything else in the world, needs to evolve if it's going to continue growing. So for some of you, you might have been on the internet for quite some time, and you'll recognize Web 1, the good old days, before social media, when we had personal websites and we had message boards. Then came Web 2, which of course is the internet that we know today. We are on social media is almost more real than our real lives are. But the internet, like everything, needs to evolve. And so if we look at the timelines here, there's not a lot of time before the next iteration of the internet shows up. Of course, this has already happened, although it's not something that we see in our everyday lives. The internet promised us a completely different world. But I bet that one of those things that you spend your nights worrying about, it somehow links to this digital world that we find ourselves in. So I'm going to share with you my journey from control to ownership. And it's exactly the same journey that the internet has followed as well. So in 2005, I was a psychology student. My dream was to change the world and make it a better place for everyone, as one does when you're your first-year student at university. That's also the year I joined MySpace. Now, I don't know how many of you know MySpace or remembers it. It was a social media platform way before Facebook showed up. The following year, I gave birth. Second year of university, all my dreams, right there, came to a crossroads. Now what? Now I find myself a 20-year-old child with a child. What is this world that I have brought this child into? And that's really where my relationship with technology started. Because I understood that I had taken responsibility for the life of another human being. And what we were doing with technology, since I was very, very interested in that space really early on, it worried me. So 2012, I started homeschooling my son, started working remotely, started in digital marketing, which back then was not something that anybody understood. No one was on social media, no one visited websites. The internet was not really a thing. That's also the year I heard about Bitcoin, but completely didn't understand it. So by 2016, I was well into my professional career as a digital marketing expert. I was heading up digital marketing for a top 50 global pharma company, but I was really, really disillusioned with what the internet had become. And that's when I came to my crossroads. The same crossroads that a couple of years later, the entire world would experience. So by 2017, I became a digital nomad, started traveling the world with my son, and I started working in the blockchain industry. Had no idea what it meant, had heard of Bitcoin a couple of years ago. Decentralization, what is that? Now, I don't know if you're aware, the internet is decentralized. It means there's no owner. Let's have a look. Since 2017, my journey has been very, very different from most people that I know. My friends, my family, that path where we split, that's where I left them, and I left the Web 2 world behind. I was still part of it. I was constantly inviting to join me on this journey. No, the internet is broken, let's try something else. But of course, the internet is not the kind of thing that anyone worries about at night. Then the impossible happened. In 2020 to 2021, the world, 10 years after I had my own crossroads, the world started working at home, the world started homeschooling, and everybody started asking, wait, this internet thing, it's amazing. We can do so many things on there. We don't have to go to the office to make money. We can make money online. But that is also when the internet became really, really busy, because suddenly everyone is on there. So those who profited most from the internet at that time, not you and I. Internet has exploded. By today, it's almost unthinkable that someone is not online. The internet has become as much part of our world, our real world, as we have become internet people. Now, what does it mean to come to a crossroads when it comes to the internet? In 2020 to 2021, most people around the world suffered. They suffered economically, they suffered socially, they suffered in any number of ways. But the platforms on the internet, it was a great time for them, because our attention became data. And our data is how those guys make money. The more you are online, the more you do online, the more money they make off of your attention and your data. But of course, there's no way for us to benefit from this. The service is free, so we are the product. We all know this. It's how it goes. Is there a way to change it? First, we have to understand why it is the way it is. So when we look at who collects your data, it's a lot of people. They all use your data, and then in data cannibalism, they ultimately sell it back to you. It's your data, but you end up paying for it. The data economy is a very, very large one. Sure, if you see this number, you go, wow. Now, what if I tell you this is only 315 companies, the 315 largest companies in the world? The data economy is insanely big, and it's made up of you and I. We all know these guys. I think none of us are not using them. They are, in effect, the owners of the internet. So is the internet decentralized? I don't know. When it comes to the internet, there are currencies. Not dollars or rupees or yen. The currencies are your attention, your data, and ultimately your identity, who you are. These currencies are being given by you for free to platforms that are making dollars and rupees and yen out of it. So we know that when we are online, every single thing that we do leaves a digital footprint. And that digital footprint is converted into money for other people. So are there alternatives? Is there a way out of this? Yeah. The two most sophisticated data laws in the world, one in the EU, one in the USA and California, they cover us more than anything else in the world in terms of data protection laws cover us. Yet, neither of them say that the data that we generate is owned by us. We are borrowing our own data. We're allowed to use it. I upload a photo to Facebook. It's now Facebook's photo, but I'm allowed to use it. Thanks, Facebook. To have data consent is not data ownership. To have control of your data is not data ownership. Data ownership is economic ownership. It is the ability to say it's my data and I can do with it whatever I want. If I want to monetize it, I can. If I don't want to monetize it, I don't have to. But we need to have the option. We all love the concept of human rights because we are all protected by human rights. To have access to internet is a human right. To have data privacy is a human right. Why is data ownership not a fundamental human right if we are the ones generating that data, and that data ends up changing our brains because social media algorithms change the way we think and it changes the way that we perceive the world around us. These are the GDPR and CCPA rights. Very, very nicely laid out, but you can't own it. We'll give you a lot of right to use it and to share it and to delete it and to modify it and to say yes or say no, but don't own it. That's not on the table. If you're familiar with will.i.am, formerly of the Black Eyed Peas, in 2019 at the World Economic Forum, he coined the term identity, linking identity and data as probably, in his opinion, the most important conversation going forward in this century. Okay. I want you to ask yourself today, is this not the world you want to live in? Don't you want to live in a world where platforms put you first? Don't we deserve that? So the power dynamics are shifting on the internet in the same way it's shifting in the world around us. We are moving away from a world where platforms are gods, where they have all the power, and they have the power to delete our very existence on the internet. And we can do nothing about it. Because of Web3, because of the next evolution of the internet, things are starting to change. So, is the internet truly decentralized? The question is whether it can be. Can we make the internet what it was supposed to be when it was conceptualized and started decades ago? So blockchain has been in existence for 16 years, and depending on who you are and what you're exposed to, you might have any number of opinions on it. If you've only heard of cryptocurrencies, probably the first thing that comes to mind is, oh my God, it's a scam. If you've heard of Bitcoin, you've probably gone, oh my God, I need to invest. Oh, I missed the boat. But blockchain technology is a technology. It's so much more than what you've heard. So we can see that over the last couple of years, blockchain technology has been adopted not only by the everyday person like you and I, but also by really big businesses. If you're following these things, you'll know that there is movement, undercurrents happening all over the world. We can also see it as fees in the traditional world keep rising, so in blockchain the fees keep lowering. But most importantly, Web 2 platforms do not have the ability to offer us ownership the way that Web 3 does. So if we look at Web 3 technologies, we know that it's being adopted, but similar to how I, 10 years before the rest of the world, started working remotely, started homeschooling, started in an industry that nobody understood, so too, 10 years from now, I think it's going to be a very different conversation. So we can see that some of the things, decentralized identity, data monetization, it's early days, but it's coming. If you don't understand blockchain, I invite you to learn more about it. This is not the talk to do that. There's a lot of components, but really what I want you to understand is it's truly decentralized. It's trustless. It's permissionless. It's self-sovereign. I am the boss of my own world. And it's user-centric. It's built with us in mind, as opposed to We are the product because it's free. So in future, you will be able to monetize your attention. You'll be able to monetize your data, and you will be able to monetize your identity. If you want. If you don't want, it's fine. But the question is, do you have the option right now? Is it possible? And that is the problem. So a couple of the innovations, maybe you know about them, maybe you don't, certainly do learn more about them, at least what they stand for. Decentralization. Cryptocurrencies, I think, has received enough press and attention. Smart contracts, tokenization, micropayments and nanopayments made possible by cryptocurrencies, and self-sovereign identity. I own who I am online. I can take myself anywhere I want to go. Let's say I want to go to a nightclub and they need to see ID. Do they need to see every single thing on my ID number, or do they only need to know that I am 18? How often do you share so much information with someone who doesn't need to know all of it? Where does it go? So a couple of innovations, social finance. This is linking together the world of social media and blockchain. Brave browser, some of you might have heard of. It's a search engine like Google, but every time you search, you are able to monetize your attention, the ads that you receive. Ocean Protocol, it's your data, use it, sell it, whatever you want to do. So, imagine in future, this smartwatch that is generating how many steps you are taking in a day, what your heart rate is. Don't you think there's people who want to buy that data? Well, they are. They are buying it from the smartphone company right now. Shouldn't they be buying it from you? It's your data, right? Similarly, if I'm a gamer, I want to sell my gaming statistics. I don't want the companies collecting my data to sell them. If I go to the shop, I want to be able to sell the retail insights that I am generating. Why are companies getting this money? I am the one generating the insights. So, this is my invitation to you. There's a very, very different world out there. It's early days. I work in Web3 investments. I see the future 10 years, 20 years before it becomes reality. But I am very, very happy to report to you, as an emissary from the future, that there are better things coming for us. People are building better solutions that have us in the center. So, educate yourself. You don't have to be a technical person. I can't even figure out how to switch on the air conditioning. But I have spent the last 7, 8 years of my life in this industry. You don't have to be technical. You don't have to understand everything. Just understand that there's an old world and there's a new world. Which world do you want to be in? Vote with your wallet. You're on Facebook. You give them everything. Start making different choices. Start looking into what platforms you can support that are built and designed to support you. And finally, start telling yourself, here's a crossroads. Everyone is going that way, and that's not working for them. So maybe I should go here, and I should take a different route. So I invite you today. You are being controlled on the internet, but you don't have to be. Not as much as you are today. Take the alternate route. Start owning your attention, your data, and your identity. Thank you.